Is there any magic left for Sioux Falls after back-to-back comeback playoff victories? 2 in forward motion, 1 on each side. Brown takes the shotgun snap, fires to the end zone, knocked away, picked off. Bridges down the sideline, Marquise to the house, touchdown. Bill Atkins knocked it loose about the 5-yard line. Marquise Bridges cleaned it up. That's his 6th pick of the year, and maybe the sword through the heart to take them to the promised land.
You're watching that behind the scenes with a big smile. Coach of the Bay Area Panthers, Rob Keefe. That was August 5th, 2023. Panthers from worst to first winning the IFL championship. What a day.
Yeah, what a day. It's crazy, how that makes you feel. It's such a good feeling. I was actually just talking to Marquise on the phone probably an hour ago, which was awesome. So, yeah, great memories. What an amazing moment, and so happy for that entire team and organization to be able to win that championship in Vegas. And a great year to say the least.
Yeah, we look relaxed right now, hanging back in our offices, but this is busy time. I mean, we're at work prior to training camp.
Oh yeah, absolutely. From a coaching standpoint, in the indoor football league, it's busy. It's go all the time, and so the real break that you have is that kind of August, September, and then starting in October. I mean, you're really working to build the next team. It's a year of 1-year contracts on top of player recruitment. A lot of all-star games that we're keeping our eye on. Signing a lot of players, but you're also doing sponsorship. You're making sure that you're securing all the gear and the jerseys and the items that all the players need to obviously have a great season, and for all the amenities that we're able to put forth. So a lot of work, man. It's definitely a full-time gig, and it's a lot of 12-hour days already. So we're preparing, and we're getting ready for our training camp that starts in March.
We're going to talk to you a lot during this season as the team looks to repeat as champions, talk to the players throughout the year with some great content. But we're here today to talk about an opportunity for someone to fulfill their dreams, right? Open tryouts coming up. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be awesome. I'm really excited about it. And we wanted to wait to make this right? And I mean, for those who don't know, speaking with Dave, but for those listening, I mean, Dave is very instrumental from our communication standpoint. Our director of communications does an awesome job. And, for us, we're putting this together, and we want to make this a show. But at the same time, we want to give everybody an opportunity to make this football team. So on February 10th, in San Jose at San Jose State University. I mean, it's going to be awesome. We'll probably be out there for 6 to 8 hours. I'm expecting well over 200 players to be out there to show what they have, and really the goal is to find that diamond in the rough, and that is 100% what we'd like to do. We invited a few players from last year's tryout over the course of the season to be on our team. We eventually signed 2 of those players. So this is 100% something that we really believe in, but we're gearing up for this. It's about a month away, and couldn't be more proud of everyone involved to put this on, and the entire coaching staff will be out there to evaluate the talent that shows.
We look at all the other teams and how they organize their tryouts, and not to pump ourselves up too much, but the Panthers do it as well as anybody. What makes this open tryout so special and a great opportunity?
Well, I think first and foremost, I think, look, the way that we're going about it is extremely professional. I think, we didn't want to do it on a high school field. We didn't want to do it on some random surface. You can't get a better stadium surface than San Jose State University, in our city. And they've been so hospitable to us. We're so pumped to be able to do it there inside the stadium. Food trucks will be out there, local media, our entire organization. And then obviously every coach on our staff will be there to evaluate. And then not to mention, the way that we set things up for players, that if they'd like to fly in, if they'd like to travel in, the hotels that are set up for the players at a discounted rate, we've really set it up really well from our social media to our website. So everything is very turnkey, very easy for the player to figure out. And that's what it's all about, man. Hey, if the least amount of strain on the player to get in front of us as possible is what we've really put forth for them to be able to achieve. And all they have to do is just show up, and, we'll do the evaluation, and they come out and give their best.
Go out to the Bay Area Panthers website for details. Now you can sign up to be a part of the tryout, also the social media. One of the things that I think is the coolest part about it is the guys that fly in, We've got shuttle service that takes you to the hotel. You talk about big time experience.
Yeah, I mean, look, I've done this for a long time. The last 15 years, I've been fortunate to be a coach in these leagues, and I've had great turnouts. We've had some where they're in the 400 range, and when you say that, you have players all over the country that are flying in, and really, I recommend that. I mean, there's a lot of players that email and find us on social media, find my personal information, which is fine. Like they're on the hunt, and they're trying to find the best way they can get there. And a lot of the times is, hey, we see your film, we understand your desire, but you have to get in front of us. I mean, that's really what this is all about. And so, hey, if you can find a flight that works for you, hey, you can get a hotel room to put forth your best effort. Yeah, you should. And so, yeah, we'll have guys that are going to fly all over the country. One of the coolest, stories that I had when I put on a tryout in California, this is a long time ago, we had a player from Japan that flew all the way from Japan. They actually were making a documentary of the player trying to make a professional sports team, football team in America. We had a translator from Japan that was there that was translating for me as I was being interviewed. So, yeah, you never know who's going to show up, but we're going to welcome all comers because we really are trying to find that diamond in the rough.
For some guy looking to make an appearance and get to that tryout, what are the kinds of things that they'll be tested on that day?
So first and foremost, I mean, you really are always constantly being evaluated. I mean, that's just the nature of professional sport. And so for us, we want to see how you move. And so a big thing is we'll have a great session of stretch and dynamic warm up. And really, you're being evaluated there. How fluid are you? How good of an athlete are you? We'll push you through it. And then after we go through the stretch and dynamic warm up, it'll be 40-yard dashes. We'll have a short shuttle. Obviously, 40-yard dash is for the straight line speed. Short shuttle is for lateral quickness. And then we get right into it. We'll go to position-specific drills, and then we'll have one-on-ones, and that's where we're really competing. And then, look, hey, we'll have kickers that are going to come out to the tryout as well. We'll put them through it, extra point field goals, kickoffs, field goals of all types on different hashes. So it's going to be very, very professional, but we're going to give everybody the best opportunity to make the team. You won't just have, one 40-yard dash or one short shuttle. You won't just be in position drills for 5 minutes. I mean, we're going to be out there for as long as we need. And I want to make sure everybody feels comfortable that they were able to give their all. And we have plenty of film to evaluate after the day is over.
It's a potential Cinderella story. And no one can speak to this experience more than you. I mean, you've been there as an open tryout guy. So talk about how you were able to get into professional football by showing up at one of these things.
Yeah, I'm so happy you asked that because, I mean, I really believe in these things. I firmly believe in it. It's exactly why, I'm the head coach of the Bay Area Panthers today. I don't know really where I would be if I didn't have my first open tryout. This is 2004, and I was living in Atlanta at the time, and I didn't know where my next step was. The NFL wasn't calling. The CFL wasn't calling. I went to a small Division II school. I knew I was good enough to play at the professional level, didn't have great representation, really didn't know how to kind of begin the process. And I went to a Gold's Gym in Atlanta, and I saw, this is pre-cell phone, not too many people were on the internet, hardcore searching for things. This was just kind of word of mouth. And I saw on a bulletin board, much where you would see, missing cats and piano lessons and things like that. I saw an open tryout, and it was an open tryout. I think it was like $75 to try out for the Columbus War Dogs. And I'm not from Georgia area. I'm from Virginia. I'm from the DC area. So I just happened to be living and training in Atlanta with some friends. And, I had to kind of look it up and had to figure out on a map where Columbus, Georgia was. And it's about 3 hours south of Atlanta. And it was about a month away. And I signed up for it. I came down. This was an 8 o'clock in the morning pre-registration. So I got in the car at about 4:30 in the morning, and I drove all the way down to Columbus, Georgia. And, probably about 100 to 150 people showed up. And I was fortunate enough to make the team. I got a call back about 2 weeks later. And John Forcade, who I'll never forget to this day, was a quarterback at Ole Miss. He played for the New Orleans Saints. Eli Manning broke all his records as a quarterback at Ole Miss. He was the head coach and offensive coordinator, and he was the one that called me and offered me a contract. And 2 months later, I was in camp with the Columbus War Dogs, and that was the beginning of my, professional journey. And it would have never started if I didn't go to an open tryout.
It truly changed your life, no doubt about it. 7 championships later, you're still going at it.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I firmly believe in these things. You know, I was a player playing, you know, in these leagues, in the indoor football and arena football leagues. And I would go out to the tryouts to help out with the coaches if I was happened to live in that area, even when I was signed as a player, you know, a few years, you know, as I was playing and a few years into my career, because I knew that I could help you scout out guys that I think could help us be on the team. And then when I became a very young head coach, you know, I was a 28-year-old head coach, and very fortunate to win my first championship as a coach at 29 years old as a head coach. When I had the opportunity to start really putting these tryouts on, I know exactly what I'm looking for, exactly what the staff is looking for, and we really believe it. And, you know, probably every year that I've done this, you know, there's probably 2 to 4 players over the course of the season that get a call back based on, you know, maybe some of our guys aren't performing. God forbid somebody gets injured. But we really believe in this, and we'll keep your information. And hopefully you get invited to camp to begin with. But if not, you might come in week 6, week 7, week 8 if you haven't been picked up on another team, and you can help us obviously win another championship.
February 10th, circle the date. Go to the website, BayAreaPanthers.com, or the Bay Area Panthers social media. A chance to fulfill a dream. Coach Keefe, we'll see you out there on the 10th. I appreciate your time.
Dave, absolutely. And for everybody obviously listening to this, I mean, you know, you can't make a team unless you get in front of coaches. I really firmly believe that. If coaches need to see you in person, you got to find a way to do it, because there's nothing like obviously performing and showing how you move in front of a coach that can possibly change a life. So thank you so much for having me on, Dave. I appreciate it, man.